Hi guys, my name is Yash. I'm a ECBA certified business analyst, and today we'll be continuing with our 179th question of our BA interview series. So let's begin. What did the interviewer ask? How would you improve an e-commerce website's conversion rate? So this is a very high value question because it combines UX analytics, business analytics, and product thinking. So how would you improve an e-commerce website's conversion rate? So as a BA, I would answer, to improve the conversion rate, I would first analyze user behavior, website analytics, customer feedback, and drop-off points. Then, I would identify barriers affecting purchase completion, such as complicated checkout flow, slow page loading, poor product visibility, limited payment methods, and lack of trust signals. Based on findings, I would recommend targeted improvements and monitor KPI after implementation. In CraftCart, improving checkout flow and introducing payment retry mechanisms were aimed specifically at reducing cart abandonment and improving conversion. So as you can see, to improve the conversion rate as a BA, the first thing is to analyze user behavior, website analytics, customer feedbacks, and drop-off points. Then the second task is to identify barriers affecting the purchase completion, such as complicated checkout flow, slow page loading, poor product visibility, limited payment methods, and lack of trust signals. Based on the findings, I would recommend targeted improvements and monitor KPIs, that's the key performance indicators, after implementations. So for example, in CraftCart, improving checkout flow and introducing payment retry mechanisms were aimed specifically at reducing cart abandonment and improving conversion. So I think it's a very straightforward answer as usual. What is conversion rates? Conversion rates is basically the purchase completion rate. Okay, so if there is a conversion, then only there is profit for the website. So to improve the conversion rates, the BA has to first analyze the user behavior, what the user is, how the user is behaving around the website analytics, how much how much time it's taking for a user to purchase a product. So that comes under website analytics. Customer feedback, there's option of rate the website. That's how you get the customer feedback. And drop-off points, right? So once the barriers are identified after affecting the purchase completion, then I note the barriers, which are complicated checkout flow. There's a complicated checkout flow, that's why users are not able to understand how to check out. Slow page loading, very frustrating for the users, comes under non-functional requirements, remember that. Poor product visibility, this is also a major problem for the users to abandon the website. Limited payment methods, since some users have different payment methods, so having limited payment methods is a huge barrier affecting purchase completion. This leads to lack of trust signals, and based on the findings, I would recommend targeted improvements and monitor the key performance indicators after implementations. So I hope you learned something from it. Thanks so much for watching.